Father, forgive me. I'm coming today to you to ask for forgiveness in my own heart. Asking forgiveness that when people upset me, sometimes I even lash out at people, and then I have to go back and say, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I spoke stupidly, rudely, and that is not of God. That is not of Yeshua. So right now, I come to you before everyone and asking you forgiveness. For there is no reason and no cause at any time for me or anyone to speak that is a minister to speak rude to people. We are to show love, kindness, and goodness over everyone. I am so sorry, Father. I am so sorry if when I have spoken things out of just rudeness and anger. And we need to learn to step back, shut up, bridle that tongue, and bridle our bodies, and then put out love. I ask for your forgiveness in the name of Yeshua. I come to you today because this is important, because he's cleansing all of our hearts, just not mine, all of us. If we're ministers, we are held at a higher standard. And we have to learn to bridle our tongue and not speak obnoxious things to people, but to do it in love and kindness. This I know, this is what Yeshua teaches, and this is what I forget sometimes when and I have to ask forgiveness, and then I have to ask that person to forgive me, because if we make an offense against God, we ask him to forgive us. If we make an offense against a person, we have to go and ask them. So let us begin. In James 3:1, not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, since you know that you will be judged more severely. And we will be. For every word that comes out of our mouth, everything that we speak comes out of our mouth, we will be held. Because it is not just coming out of our mouth, it's coming from the abundance of our heart. We have to be where we can bridle that tongue, think in the Spirit before we speak. Now, in Matthew 6:14, it says, for if you forgive others their offenses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their offenses, your heavenly Father will not forgive you. So if we can't forgive each other, if we cannot forgive the offenses that people bring against us, then the Father will not forgive us. It's plain. That's what Yeshua's words are speaking this. In Matthew 7:1, it says, don't judge, so that you won't be judged. For the way you judge others is how you will be judged. The measure with which you measure out will be used to measure to you. So if I am sitting here calling you a hypocrite, a rebate, can't even say the word, but reprobate, if I'm calling you all sorts of names and praying curses on you, that is going to be measured out to me too. As ministers, and we need to teach our flock to love and to walk in the footsteps of Yeshua. But if we're teaching them to go out and pray curses and damnation on people, then we are responsible more than they are. For we are the ministers, we are the teachers, we are supposed to teach them what Yeshua and how he lived, forgiving and love. And let's go down here to Matthew 23:14. Now he's talking to the Pharisees. And he says, woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, and hypocrites. Who are the scribes, Pharisees, and that he's calling hypocrites? The ministers. The ministers. For you devour widows' houses, devour, and for just a portion makes long prayers, therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. So if we're going out there and we're speaking all this stuff, and then we're trying to tell these people, and we're trying to gain their money, if you don't pay me and give me money, then you're going to go to hell. Many ministers teach that. I hear it all the time. I hear it on the TV. I hear it on the radio. I hear it from the pulpits. God forgive you. Because you know what? You go out to serve for money and not the glory of Yeshua. In Luke it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hidden that shall not be known. Therefore whatsoever you have spoken in the darkness shall be heard in the light. And that which you have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And I say unto you, my friend, be not afraid of them that kill the body, after they have no more that they can do to you. But I will forewarn you, when you shall fear, whom you shall fear him, which after he hath killed, hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Fear who? Yeshua. Fear Yeshua. For he's laid down the pattern and the path that we should walk in forgiveness and love. Yes, he called the hierarchy in the priesthood hypocrites, because they would take from the poor for their own good and not think about that poor person out there that's starving to death, giving their last little penny to them, and that's all they wanted. They didn't care about that person's soul. They just wanted the money. And that's what Yeshua was calling them out on. Brothers and sisters, I don't care where you minister at. I don't care what church you belong to. God don't care. God don't care. If you are a teacher or a minister, he holds you to a much higher standard than he does his sheep. Because you are supposed to be shepherds of his sheep down here, and you're supposed to be guiding them into the right path and order. But if you're guiding them into a delusion of casting spells, of saying, Yeshua, that person to hell, to damnation. If you're cursing them in the name of Yeshua, you're wrong. You're wrong. We are to go out and preach the loving salvation of Yeshua, that no matter what you've done, no matter what you look like, no matter how you live, right at this moment, this present time, Yeshua loves you, and he wants you to come to him. When you come to him, he will come in and send a Ruach Kodesh in that will start cleansing from the inside out, all of that stuff. It's not my job to cleanse you. It's your job to go out, fall on your knees every day, every second, saying, Lord, your will be done with me and not my will. Forgive me of my sins. Forgive me of my bitterness. Forgive me. Then turn around and forgive those that have been despiteful and mean to you. Yeshua is speaking this very heavily to me, because he's saying, I am coming soon. I am coming very, very, very soon. Your hearts have to be cleansed and rendered to me. I am the soap that cleans you. I am the one that scrubs your heart and scrubs your life. I am the one, not you. Ask for forgiveness today. Render your hearts to Him. Let us become ministers and teachers of Yeshua in the most beautiful way that He was. Walk in His path. Walk in His path. Right now, in the name of Yeshua, I come to you and I'm asking for your glory and your ministry and your message to come upon all your ministers. In the name of Yeshua, amen.